hearing all these positives about DoorDash, and this is why I said earlier that it's like I miss the experimentation types of phases that I went through with DoorDash and Uber and trying to share this stuff with people. For them to call me crazy, I was looking at them like, yeah, I know, right? It's like I enjoyed them calling me crazy, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna own it, because I know I'm figuring something out because I notice patterns. But listen, I think there's obviously a lot more that we could talk about. I know I can feel it down deep in my soul. There's so much more that we could talk about. And I would love to have you back on here to discuss a lot more of the things that you can't really talk about, right? But you can walk that fine line, right? In some kind of way. I would love to have you return on the podcast and for us to discuss this. Obviously, to wrap it up here, I know Platinum has its perks. You left that comment and you let me know. And I'm like, yeah, I don't disagree, but it's just difficult to get it up there, right? And to maintain it, right? I know there are some new things in 2025 that DoorDash is releasing, but it's just great to hear it from your perspective, a person that is gaining some access to some things that, I don't know what it is, right? And no one else, unless they are a part of this secret society.
Right.
I'm just playing right there. Unless you are experiencing it, you don't know what it's like, right? On a serious note, I understand it. I feel like it's equivalent to me saying I gave up eating any kind of chicken, fish, meat, any type of thing like that, and people will look at me crazy and say, "Why? Oh my gosh." And I said, it's difficult to get away from it. But on this side of the fence, my life is so much more different. And it's difficult to get over here. I get it. You don't have to give it up. But I'm telling you, I will never come back to this side. So I understand. I'm using that as an example because I understand it's difficult to get to the level that you're at. But on this side, it's your honey hole. You're not giving that up. You're like, nope. Listen, you can call me a shill. You can call me a company, whatever. I'm good. No worries. You don't want to come on this side? I know the benefits over here. I'm kind of like telling you in a little bitty way. But if you don't want to go through that toughness, I get it. Keep doing you. So at this point, I want you to share any last words that you have for the audience, anything, any social medias, any movements you got going on, right? Share with the audience. This is, let me pass. Oh, excuse me. Here I am passing the mic to you, and I'm going to shut up now. Go.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, UDM, for having me on your podcast. I know the last time I was on your other channel, I phoned in. It was totally different. So, yeah. But I'm glad now that we have this interaction. So thank you for having me as a guest and to bring me back multiple times in the future.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I want you to know that I enjoyed this conversation. Yeah.
So thank you for that.
No problem.
So for the people who are watching or know me in the gig community, I am Mico, the entrepreneur. I started a movement. I started a YouTube channel, No Customers, No Business. I have a customers and drivers movement, which I will have the links in the description below where you can go and check them out. And, this is something that's going to help all drivers. This movement is going to help all drivers, customers, and merchants moving forward. It's no guarantee that it will change DoorDash and Uber Eats to start doing right by us. But for the new companies that are coming out, I think that it would kind of like shape, the way that how they will be handling things in the future with using drivers, merchants, and customers.
So it's like a lead by example type of movement, type of thing. Like you're sharing how they should lead us or how they should handle us or something like that.
With the companies, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But go when you click on the link below for either the Patreon channel or the No Customers, No Business channel. Make sure you watch that first video on the front page, which is the trailer video, and they'll tell you more about it. So, and make sure you're engaged because right now I'm taking a break. I haven't done content probably in 2 or 3 weeks now. So I'm taking a break
Slacker.
to
I'm just playing.
I'm taking a break to re-strategize. So when I come back, it's a lot of things that I had to go out and purchase. So I'll be sharing that information soon in a video, and I'm doing content that's it's going to be interesting. Actually, let me just say this before I go. So in the future, merchants will be going back to hiring delivery drivers, but they will be 1099. And I know it's nothing written where people can go and research and try to do a video off of it. This is the very beginning stages, and it's going to take about a year or so for them to actually build a driver's portal to go with their current app and website. And right now it's the beginning stages. I'm so happy. I'm one of the people that I've been talking to these different merchants, which I cannot reveal, and actually did a live about that. And I know a lot of people like, Mico don't know what she's talking about, but the one thing I can say when that does happen, I'm gonna do a reaction video to say, remember a year or 2 years ago, I just said this.
Yeah, Mico Petty.
I said
this. Yeah, I know.
So, but that's all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, no problem. I'll tell you this. For years, I have been trying to get drivers to understand that, hey, listen, there's always an opportunity. There's always opportunities. It's just about whether you have, just take them glasses off, right? They might be messing with your vision. It might really be daytime, but it looks like night, right? Because of the shades that you have on, right? Or whatever it is. But if you just take whatever that's blocking you from seeing what's in front of you, if you just take that off, you could see many opportunities. And this is a conversation I had with a driver recently. And I said, listen, technically speaking, since COVID, a lot of people have different mindsets now. They don't want to work for anybody. They want to work for themselves. In the last couple of years, I could only imagine how many hundreds of thousands of businesses that were created. Not saying that they're successful, but people are leaning more towards being independent. So if they're leaning more towards that versus going to work for the man, and these companies obviously these companies are trying to raise the payments and offer bonuses to have people come and sign up and just fill out an application. Come on, work for us. We'll give you a bonus. And people still was skeptical. What does that mean? What you just said, Mico? People will be working for themselves. And I have literally had conversations with people. I said, listen, why are you going to that job and slaving yourself? And you go on and you slaving for that consistent pay when if you get a contract with them, you are independent and you do that same exact job, they pay you more. Oh, but how do I even get that started? Do research. I'm pretty sure there's an opportunity there. But if it's gonna be there, you got to look for it. If you and I'm just saying what you just said about restaurants hiring 1099s. I can't wait for it to be true. For you to say, "Hey, remember I said this how long ago?" Because I have been trying to prepare people for a while, and I said, "You know what? Y'all don't want to listen to me. I'm gonna do my own thing then." And I have my own business, doing some things I ain't gonna reveal, right? Doing some things to pretty much support what you're saying, right? And I have a very big client in my back pocket right now. And they have been my client for about the last year because of something that I'm an expert in. Okay. Right. So with that said, if you have a business, or if you don't have a business, or if you're terrified of working for yourself because the money may not be consistent, being an entrepreneur, you're going to work a lot, right? You're going to have that freedom, but you're going to work a lot too, right? It requires a lot from you. But if you really want that freedom to make your decisions whenever you want to make them, you got to figure out what direction you want to go in. But there are opportunities out here in the gig space, outside the gig space. There are opportunities. Do you agree with everything that I'm saying, Mico?
I agree. I think, and that's the good thing about this movement. I want drivers to um, be more focused and be more of a leaders.
Yeah.
I think you have so many drivers that come from W-2
Yeah.
experience or background, and they
Mm-hmm.
think that's how they think when they pick up these orders. And
Yep.
it's like, no, you're coming now into my world. And I had videos about that. You're messing up my world because of I want to have rewards. I want to be able to be paid more. I want to be able to, have the status thing. And these companies listen to that. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, really? Okay, well, we're going to put this perk in there. And it's not about perks. When you're an independent contractor, you're a business. You're your own business.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like. And that's probably why initially I don't have that. I have people supporting me. I don't want to take that away. So I just want to say that I do have, people supporting me with the movement, but other people who may not know me, they're like, oh, are you trying to take money out of our pockets? And it's no, I'm trying to help you get to that level where it's going to put money in your pockets, but you're not listening because everybody want to be right. And I just don't have time for that. But it's plenty of opportunities out here. Even if you, and I'm going to say this, even if you go to some of the food trucks and food trailers and they need drivers and they're on these apps, get your LLC ready, do a business proposal, and you go meet with the first food truck and tell them what you're trying to do. But you have to make sure that you're there because you don't want this food truck to say, okay, if I get off these apps, how many people you're going to have, how many drivers you're going to have, because I might get an order in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever. You have to be able to be available.
Yeah.
You have to be available and you have to be serious about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mind is, well, if you're not going to pay me $20, $30 per delivery, you can't ask the food truck to pay you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I'm coming from. Like, you have to figure out if you're going to be serious or you're going to stay with that employee mindset of getting paid per hour. Because that's what, some drivers do. They want to get paid by the hour.
And, I get it. There's nothing wrong with it in a sense, right? But it's all about where you want to be. Like, if you want to be a worker, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make more than a worker, you want to elevate, and I'm all for elevation, then you're going to have to get out of that mindset because you're never going to elevate if you are stuck being a worker. Guess who, if you really look at it, in every job, who does the most work? The people that's paid less. You have the supervisor or the manager that may have to set up the schedule and may have to step in if somebody is low, if there's not enough people on the shift. But guess what? That only happens if they can't find anybody. Right. So, would they like to do it? They probably wouldn't. But the people that work are always going to be the people that make less. Even the manager. Who's making the most money but not doing the least amount of work? The owner. if you understand what I'm saying, right? Anyone that's listening to this, it's all about increasing your value. I'm all for that. Your net worth, increase your value, increase your net worth, increase your ability to be more independent, because some people are used to working for someone else and they don't know anything else. And that's the households they were raised in. So, Mico, I know we are going to talk a lot more. Okay.
Yes.
I know we're going to have, especially with your name, Mico the Entrepreneur. Like, listen, I know we're going to have a lot more conversations. So, fam, expect Mico to return. We're probably going to have a few more episodes to talk about all this other stuff, especially this movement thing you're talking about. I'm like, wait, what? A movement? And it's going to benefit? It's going to benefit me and cousin? All right. Listen, I want to hear about it. I'm going to do some research on it. I'm going to check out that link. You might have another Patreon member here, right? I want to hear everything that you got going on, because I want to have a full-fledged conversation with you about it to really see if I can help in any way get the word out. And I'm going to say if I see the benefits in it as well. All right. I'm going to do my part in helping get the word out. All right. So, Mico, appreciate you. Appreciate your time, making time for us here on the Gig Work Podcast. And before we exit, you got to put up them deuces for me, right? Have a good one, y'all. Deuces.
Oh, yeah. What time it is, D-Fam?